everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working on a new journal. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We're going to work on a little nature journal. So we're going to work on the cover. I'm going to pull you guys up while I'm waiting so I can see everybody's chat. As if you see the little live button up in the upper left hand corner and you're on Facebook, it is live. If you do not, you may be watching a replay. Let's see if I can find it. There's one. Hopefully everybody's having a good evening. Let's see, I'm chopping my head off again. Almost got you guys up so I can see your chat. Hey Deborah, it's good to see you too. It's been a while, I know, right? It seems weird. For those that don't know, I took a little break due to a family situation. So I'm hopefully back on track and things will get back to normal now. See. All right, I think I got both my devices up. They look like they are working fine, and I assume my volume is good. Okay, guys, so we're going to do a little journal. I'm going to do one a little different than I normally do, just in a couple different ways, but basically I'm going to do a Amazon packaging one, so it'll be a soft cover journal, and I think 3 signatures is what I'm planning on, and I've got a couple different fabrics here to play with, so they're all very nature-like. I think I'm leaning toward this one for the cover. I grabbed this little bee set at Walmart the other day, and it had that and these 2, this one, and then this little bee. So it was a cute little fat pack. It's like a fat quarter pack. It had like 1, 2, 5 of them? I think 5. 5 designs in it. And this one was from another one that's actually a travel one, but it has a lot of kind of naturey stuff on it. So I may use this in it just because it's pretty cool looking. So those are my fabrics to choose from. And like I said, just soft cover journal, 3 signatures. But I'm going to try to make the spine a little bigger than my last soft cover because I'm going to try to do like a 2-inch spine on it. But it's going to be soft, so it'll still be kind of not like a firm spine, but I think it'll work out. I hope. This is, I kind of like just made it up. It's like, I hope it works. I love bees too, but I want it to be just kind of nature in general. I'm trying not to do like exact theme, like all butterflies or all bees or anything. So it'll be like bees and dragonflies and plants and some botanical, some insects, you know, a little mixture. Maybe even some 4-legged friends. I don't know. Nature in general. That's the plan. All right, so I think I've got a few people here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera up top so we can get started. So bear with my movement. I know it makes y'all dizzy. It's the only way I can do it. So I flip it around. Flora and fauna. Oh, there you go. Flora, fauna, and critters. I don't know what to call it. I can't even tell if I'm centered here. Yeah, that looks about right. Let me get this grid a little straighter. Why is it so... Oh, you know what it is? I know why it is. It's because this tripod's crooked. I don't think I can straighten it completely, but that's somewhat straight. I try not to make it too crooked because it messes with people. people who are OCD like me can't handle the grid being crooked. See if I can straighten it on my... Oh, that was the wrong way. Always go the wrong way. There, that's a little better. My tripod sits slightly sideways for some reason. I don't know why. It's an old tripod. It's probably 30-year-old tripod. I'm surprised it's held together as long as it has. Okay, so we're going to use Amazon packaging. I got something in it. I don't know what. I'm not using this one. I've already kind of painted one because I was a little worried about this showing through because the fabric I am going to use is fairly light. It's got some heft to it though. It's a little thicker than I thought it was. Some of these are thinner. For some reason, the travel pack, the fabrics I got were definitely thinner than the B pack. The B pack is a little more heavy. It's a little nicer fabric. But it is still white, so I was worried that arrow might show through after I glue it and everything. So just to be safe, I went ahead, I had 2 of these, so I went ahead and grabbed my other one. And I just threw some gesso on it. I just did a really light coat of gesso using a chip brush and some gesso and just kind of went over it just to kind of camouflage any things in the background. Okay, I didn't get crazy about it or perfect or anything. I just enough to camouflage it. And so I did that. This piece happens to be very large. We're going to cut it down. My journal is not going to be this big. So this piece of packaging is like an 18 by 14, so it's big, but we don't need it that big. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do, I wonder if I need to share this. I only have a couple people showing. Sometimes, you know how it is. I don't know if I can share it or not. I expected Dawn to be here. I don't think there's any other lives going, like any ES lives right now. I don't think. Not sure. Maybe. I got 7 people on, so hopefully they can find it. Most y'all know when I come on, right? All right, we'll see if anybody shows up before I worry about sharing it. All right, so if y'all do miss it, just catch the replay. It'll have a replay. I'll also probably post it on YouTube. I've been doing that lately. So I'm going to cut this down, and here's my thought. I want this to be kind of a typical journal size, which is about 6 by 9 is kind of what I do most of my journals. That way they fit a page folded, an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. Okay. So what I want to do is to measure off 6 inches, and then I'm going to have the spine, I think about 2 inches with 3 signatures. So I just went ahead and printed out this for my holes and everything. I'll do a 5-hole pamphlet when we get to that point. And then I think I'm going to cut off this and part on the top and bottom, because this is actually flat right here on the top and bottom. This side's not. And then I think I want to leave a pocket. So because I want to leave a pocket, I got to figure out how to work that in and still sew around it, because this one's going to have some sewing, because I prefer to sew these type of packages. So it'll be a little complicated on camera. Y'all have to just bear with me, and hopefully my machine will cooperate and all that. Which you never know. But anyway, so because this is 2 inches, what I need is basically 6 inches, 2 inches, and 6 inches. Okay, to allow for this much of a spine, and that's what I'm thinking I want, is about that much of a spine. And I've kind of somewhat folded this to kind of see how it would fit this bag, and I think I'll be fine. So we're going to chop off this and this to 9 inches. I'm just going to double check my measurements, but I'm pretty sure it was 9 inches. Oh, 9 inches. Take my little ruler. That's my big one. Although I might need the big one. So first I'll just go ahead and chop off a little bit of this to get rid of this flat area. And I'm just going to do that by laying it out on my grid and taking off just up to that point there. These are usually relatively square. I mean, I'm sure they're not perfectly square. They probably aren't for sure, but close enough that you can get away with it. So let's take off, I think about just 1 inch should do it. So we'll go to here and here. I'm trying to keep it somewhat square so I don't mess up the squareness of it. And by square, I don't mean squares like in a 4x4 equal side cube. I just mean square in the sense that it's the degree is right. Yeah, it's not quite square when it's laid out, but it's close. Okay. So I'm going to get as close as I can. So if I can get this ruler to cooperate. I hate this long ruler, but I kind of need it for this. Hopefully my blade is okay. I need to replace it again. So I'm going to just take off. I actually have a guillotine now. I got one from my father-in-law. For those who don't know, my father-in-law just passed away, and we have a kind of a celebration of life thing tomorrow. And then, but he gave us a bunch of stuff that's interesting. So he had a really old been like brought back, and I'm like, oh, okay. I've always been afraid of them because I always thought the guillotines were really, really sharp, and that's how they cut, but they're not really that sharp. It's more just the pressure that seems to do it. So that makes me feel a little better that it's not as sharp as I thought it was. All right, so we're going to go 9 inches. So this is the side I'm not going to cut. Can you see the top of that? Let me pull down just a little bit. I'm a little bit off camera. But they always terrify me watching somebody use them. I don't know why. So let's see, 9 inches. Let's mark that. Grab my Sharpie, I think. Oh, we could probably use this pencil. That is not 9 inches. I'm looking at the wrong line. Not that it's a big deal. I have a whole 1/2 inch on each side. Well, 1/4 inch on each side. This line. All right, so 9 inches, and then we'll do, I'm going to go ahead and do this measurement so I can cut off this side. Now, this side's going to be a little different. So when I cut off this side, I'm going to go 6 inches for my first line. Okay, so where's my, boy, this is, I like the metal rulers, but they glare so much. All right, so, oh, that's going to be hard to do. I really have to do that depth first. Otherwise I can't make my marks. But I don't want to lose these marks that I've already made. I don't guess it matters. I can remark them. It should be correct. It should be. Let's do the 9 inches. So I'll just come all the way down here. This is really long. All right, get 9 inches on this side. I'm not going to use all this. See if I can get that cut. Where's my ruler? Oh, there it is, upside down. Right, so 9 inches. 9 inches. Hopefully this works. If I messed it all up, I'll do another one. That's too long. I'm trying not to get in camera because I have to be above it. Okay. Now I'm the right height. Could save that for a little mini journal or something if I wanted. Why not? All right, so now I'm the right height. So I want to make a mark at, so 6 inches, which is how wide I want it to be, and that gives me plenty of room. Sometimes I'll use a 12 by 12, and half of that would be 6. So if I want to just fold it in half and not have to cut it, it is nice to have the 6 inches, although typically I'll end up cutting some off of it anyway. But it means I don't have to cut too much, and it also leaves room if I want to put lace or anything like that. So I do like to go 6. And then I'm going to do 1 inch will tell me where the center is. Okay, and then 1 more inch will tell me where the other side starts. So that's my 2-inch center for my spine, which hopefully isn't too big. I don't think it's going to be too big. I usually underestimate more than overestimate. So, and then another 6 inches. Now, I don't want to cut at the 6 inches because I want to sew the side. So I'm going to show you what I mean in just a second, which is what I mean by it being a little different. So 6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, and then another 6 inches. Okay. So I'm going to take off up to about, we'll say 1 inch is all I really need, because I'm going to fold that in. So I'll probably just use the ruler and whatever that hits is fine. So we're going to take off some of that. Okay. Now I have this extra material right here. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to fold this in. If I can find that mark. Let me see if I can mark it on the inside too. I'm debating on how to do it. How do I mark it on the inside too? I don't know. We're just going to attempt to move it up a little bit and do it. Always hard to get the inside mark. I don't know, maybe there's a trick to it. I guess I could just measure it again, but I didn't want to. So I'm just using the other side to mark the inside. Okay. This side. I'll make a mark there, so I guess I will measure it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I found it. All right, so there is a mark there. All right. And this has that funny, like, weird stuffing in there. It's like somebody took like spray foam and sprayed it in there. I don't know what it is. They're weird bags. All right, so what I'm going to do is fold it on that mark where it should end. Okay? So I'm just going to fold it over. In reality, I could have just turned this inside out and made a clean edge on both sides. So tempting. I've never really opened one up before like this. Wow. Now there is a thought. But if I do that, my pocket won't be clean like it is right now, because I hadn't planned on covering that inside pocket. We're going to leave it. It is tempting, though. If you weren't going to do a pocket, you could totally just fold it over if you cut off the edges and have it perfectly clean and not have to gesso it. So, a thought. Anyway, but since I am going to have a pocket on this side, I think I will, although you will still see that. I don't think it matters. I might throw a little bit of material there. I don't know. I'll think about it, whether I want to throw material there or not. So I'm just going to go to that mark and try to get it on it as best I can. It's hard to see from this angle. It's trying to separate on me a little bit, but that's okay. As long as I can get it relatively close. All right, so I'm going to do that. It's never going to stay closed, so. Right. And then I'll do the other side. I hope this works. In my brain it works, but you know, sometimes brain to paper doesn't necessarily work. We'll find out. We shall see if it works. All right, let's see if those match up. I do want to make sure they kind of match up at least. Make sure that's actually flat. That's pretty close. Is it absolutely perfect? No. I might mess with that just a little bit. The top's good. The bottom's not perfect. Debating which side it is. I think it's this bottom piece. Let's just pull that out just a little bit. I'm trying to keep it snug because it'll, when I sew it, it'll become snug. All right, that's a little closer. All right, for right this second, we're just going to clip that. All right, so here's the plan. So I'm going to take these two pieces because this is going to be my pocket. So I wanted to sew down the edge of this pocket just to make it a little prettier. That one piece is just not folding right. I don't know why. Oh well, it's probably okay. I'm debating on trimming that off because it's folding funny. It seems snug. All right, I'm gonna trim it. You know, I'll just cover it. I'm sure I'll cover it with something. So we're going to worry about that later. All right, so for right now, I'm just going to put a light glue here, I think, to hold. I was thinking about using my clips, but I may just throw a little bit of glue on there because I'm worried that this is going to come apart. I don't know. It might not. All right, let's see. Let's just use a little bit of glue just to hold it in place while I'm sewing it. So I'm going to sew. I think I'm going to sew pretty close to the edge. So I'm just going to put the glue mostly on this side. And then I'll sew on the edge side. Like, say, a ½ an inch, I think, should be sufficient. I just don't want a bunch of glue where I'm going to sew. I'll goop up my machine. But I am going to put some in the middle here because I don't trust that it's going to stay together. Get it in there. Because those little things are only, you know, they're not all over. All right, let's try that. Okay, now you don't absolutely have to sew this. It'd be fine, I guess, if you didn't, honestly. But I was I'm gonna put glue on the other part. I mean, you could probably just not sew this part, but I think it'll look prettier. And I've already got the sewing machine out here, so I might as well. Glue everywhere. All right, so we'll do that. And then I'm going to sew, once I get my mic out of the way, once I get this sewn, then I will sew this too, so I don't need to worry about gluing that or anything other than just maybe to hold it in place, but I think it'll be okay. All right, let's see. I have to put a ribbon. Oh, shoot, that's what I was going to do. All right, where's my inside? That's my inside. In the wrong way. All right, hold on. I forgot my ribbon. And I have notes everywhere saying, put your ribbon, because I want a ribbon in here. Let me pull that open real quick. All right, so right here, I wanted a ribbon. And I want it on the outside piece, okay? And then I want a ribbon here coming out this side. And I hope it works. I've never tried it. I think it'll work. In my brain, it works. So I have to decide ribbons, guys. Are y'all here? I see people, but nobody said hi except for, oh, there's one. Deborah said hi. Okay. See, my comments aren't showing, guys. I hate that. All right, Angela, hello, girl, and Deborah, hello. All right, so I don't see Dawn yet, though. All right. So I've got this honeycomb ribbon, which is very pretty. The only thing is, I don't know if it's soft enough for tying. It's not bad. I don't know. I haven't decided. I can't decide. So I have that, and I also have one that's about the same color that's softer and more. It looks like a grosgrain, I think you call it, but it's not as firm as grosgrain typically is. And then I have just a white that's definitely soft. So you know how when you tie the journal, you want it to be soft enough that it doesn't act funny when you try to tie your bow. So any of these colors will work with this fabric. They're all good with the fabric. I'm thinking I should probably go with one of the softer ones just because of tying. I really like this one, and I'll use it in the journal somewhere. I'm worried about it not being soft enough for tying. So what do you think, white or yellow gold? And like I said, the colors are fine. This matches that square, almost identical, and there's plenty of white. Any thoughts? Y'all think about it. Because I'm going to put that in this before I sew it. I always forget that. That's why I end up doing eyelet closures, because I forget to do this. I'm notorious for forgetting my tie down all the time. Any thoughts, anybody? If nobody says nothing, I'll just figure it out. Sometimes y'all like to chip in, help me make decisions. Oh, there's that train again. Oh, it's going to get me dinged. I want to cry. Do you know that I get dinged for music almost 1 to 2 times a week? And I have no music in my videos whatsoever. No background music, no nothing, except that train. And I know it's that train. It's like, oh, fix your algorithm not to pick up train sounds. All right, so nobody's saying nothing. All right, fine. I'll just decide. I think I like the contrast of the yellow, so we'll go with the yellow. I think here's what I have in mind. I hope it works, guys. I really don't know. So the thought process was, let me make sure I've got enough room. All right, it's really going through this much. Okay, so I've got all that on the outside. Yeah, that should be plenty. Okay, I think I have enough. So I want to go center here and here. So we're at, what did I say, 9. So half of 9 is 4.5. Yeah, so let's find our center mark. So 4.5. Where is that half mark? Oh, it's wore off. I hate when they wear off and you can't. Let me get another one. Hold on. I don't have a mark. It's an old ruler. I gotta invest in another ruler, I think. It's starting to wear off. I just dropped one somewhere. All right, so that's 4.5, and then I also want to do 4.5 here. Let's see if I can figure it out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, right? Hopefully that's half. Does it look like half? It doesn't look like half. Oh my gosh. Ruler. Where's my plastic one? That one still got it on it. Okay. It's the right spot. So usually it's longer so you can really tell without having to count the 1/8 inch marks or something. It's like so annoying. Anyway, so I'm going to cut a little line here for this ribbon to fit through because I wanted it to have something to hold it on a little bit better, which is part of folding that over. And here it has the double material. Okay. So I'm thinking, I hope it works. I really don't know. I'm thinking I can just make a little cut the size of the ribbon where that center mark is. So about like this. I'm going to try to fit it through there. And then the same thing here. So for this one, I'm probably just going to fake it and come up just underneath it. Just a little bit there. Hope that works. I think it'll work. So I'm going to snip that out. I think that'll work. Where'd my ribbon go? I have no idea if this is going to work or not, guys. You guys get to experiment with me and see if it works. All right, so make sure that goes through. Oh, I missed it. All right, I know I cut it. I thought I cut it all the way, but I did not. Where's my scissors? All right, I don't want to cut my ribbon, so I'm going to pull it out. Didn't quite get far enough through. All right, let's try that again. All right, so I'm thinking like that. And then through here, does it have a front and back? No. Not super obvious if it does. And then through here, did I get that one all the way through? It doesn't feel like it. Make sure. Okay. Through there. Push it through. Come on, cooperate. All right. So like that. Try to get it somewhat centered. Let's see. Okay, a little more that way. Fraction. All right, that's pretty centered. All right. And then I'm going to glue that down and glue that down, and then I'll sew across it. And that should hold it in place, I think. That is what I think. So we're going to use some Fabri-Tac. Let's see if I can glue this down. It'll show on the pocket, but that's okay. I don't really care if it shows on the pocket a little bit. See if I can actually get this in the middle. I should have drawn a line or something. That would have been better, but oh well. We'll try to do it this way. Try to make sure it's actually flush. I don't want anything pulling or anything when it folds. I think we're good. All right. And then I'll put just a little more glue right here. Trying not to get to where I'm going to sew. Just doing like out a little bit. And secure that down. Let's get a little bit closer here. And hopefully, by the time I sew and glue it, it should be strong enough that it shouldn't be able to pull out or anything. And hopefully not, you know, pull so much. But because I'm going to have a pocket here, I wanted to make sure it was on the outside. Otherwise, my pocket wouldn't close down. You know, it would, if I put it on this side, the pocket would just gap open. Okay, so that's the thought process. That will be the closure. And this will be... Y'all still with me? Everybody's so quiet. Y'all are always quiet, but you're really quiet today. All right, let's see. I hope people knew I was coming on. I know I've been gone for, what? Gosh, it's been 2 weeks. I feel like it's been 2 weeks. So hopefully people saw my post saying I was coming on. If not, I guess y'all catch the replay. Deborah's here. Yay. All right, so we've got that. So we're going to get the sewing machine and try to sew this. I hope for the best. Man, I got too much stuff here. I don't know what this Mod Podge is doing now. Put that over here on the shelf. Okay, grab this sewing machine. It's a challenge. Y'all won't be able to see much of the sewing, but nonetheless, I think you'll get the idea. I thought about having it all sewed and ready, but you know, I like to try to show you as much as I can. All right, let's see. Such a bulky. I need one of those little mini sewing machines. That'd be handy. If they work. Who knows? They probably don't work worth a darn. All right, I'll get this plugged in. I'm knocking off everything with my mic. So y'all just bear with me knocking off stuff. I'm a mess. We'll blame it on me being gone 2 weeks. All right. Let's see if I can do this. All right, let me see how much you can see. You can kind of see. All right. So, like I said, what we're going to do is sew each side of this along here just to hold that down for the pocket. And then we'll sew the insides. Now, I'm going to sew again once I put material on these sides. So, honestly, I don't really need to sew those first. I could wait until I put the material. Maybe just glue them for now. I might do that. That way I don't have to sew it twice and less sewing and all that. All right, let's see if this thing is going to work for me. All right, so I'm on the right side. Okay, talking to myself. Get this material out of the way. So I'm going to be knocking everything over. All right, I think this will work. I think it'll work. Should I zigzag or should I just do a straight stitch? Tempted to zigzag. Let's try a zigzag. Try a kind of a, we'll do a small zigzag and see if it works. I don't know. My machine, it's just not a happy machine. We'll just say that. Let's see if it works. Okay, what's my tension on? I have no idea where it needs to be because I've tried every setting on there and they all skip stitches. How tight is that? Oh, that's really tight. Let's go one bigger. All right, let's go there. Hopefully it works. I might come over that ribbon again with the straight stitch too, but I'm going to try to do a zigzag first. I'm hoping I don't hit that board. I'm totally going to hit that board. Hold on. All right, let me move this board. I have a board there that I put my iPad on. It's going to get in my way. Okay. Let's see if it looks all right. Not terrible. All right, that's good. So I like the zigzag. Should I just do honestly, I probably don't need, that should hold just fine, right? I can't imagine that'll pull out of there. I'm gonna leave it. I think it'll be fine. All right, so, and then I'm gonna zigzag. This one will be a little trickier. You're not gonna be able to see it because it's gonna be covered with fabric somehow. Don't ask me how, I have no idea. I'll figure it out. I'll either cut a hole in the fabric or I'll just put the fabric on the outside and not fold it over. I don't know which I'm gonna do. I'm leaning toward just putting the fabric on the outside. But I might go ahead and just zigzag that just to make sure. I don't want a lot of sewing in there. Maybe I'll do a straight stitch there. I'm just doing it just for security, not for anything else. Because I don't think you'll see it. You're not going to see it on the inside either, right? I still have that other pocket to do too on the other side, or that other side to do. All right, I'm just going to do this real quick. I think I'm thinking right. Gosh, it's hard when you haven't done it before, so. This is just to hold this on. I'm just going to go back and forth a few times. just to give it a little more stability. So who knows how much pressure will be put on it later. So I just went back and forth just a couple of times just to hold it on there. And then I hope this works. I usually don't do this because it's just different, but you know. All right, so I got that one, so let's do this one. So I did the good side on the inside. I'll just do the good side on the inside for this one too. All right. It doesn't really matter because I think I'm going to cover it anyway. The only part it will show will be the inside where the pocket is if I don't cover it. I think I'm going to cover it. So back to the zigzag. Middle zigzag. I only have a couple of options, so. And I think about there. I didn't backstitch, but I'm going to be sewing it, so it doesn't matter. Okie dokie. That should be secure. And then we're going to work on the cover and then I'll sew the rest of it. So I'll move this out of the way. I think I can just set it over here on the side. Here, I got to unplug my mic. I can't. I'm tripping on everything. Put it right where I can see it so I don't forget to put it on. Come this way. Oh, goodness. Okay, you go there. All right. Mic on. You know, who knows? It probably does. I know nothing about sewing machines. It's like, I dust it out and stuff, but I've never oiled it. I've only had it, well, how long have I had that machine? Because my old one got left in San Diego. I've probably had that one a couple years now, and I don't think I've ever oiled it, so I probably do need to oil it. I'm a bad person. What could I say? I should take care of it better, right? All right, Dorothy, I'll look into getting it oiled. I'm sure it needs a whole service, honestly. All right, so where's the right side? Let me get on the right side here. All right, that should be the inside. That's the front. That's that side. So that's where the pocket is. Okay. This is where it's going to close over. All right. So let's think about how I'm going to do this cover. I thought about putting this inside here to give it a little more stability, but I don't think it's going to be needed. By the time I get all the fabric on there and it's got 2 layers of this, it shouldn't be needed. I think it will hold its shape in there. So I don't think I'm going to add that. I thought about adding it like inside or something, you know, like here, but I don't think I need to. So we're going to just save that for when we sew in the signatures. And I'm going to cover the outside of this. And I think I'm just going to have it go to the edge and maybe hang over with a little bit of fringe. And that should work, I think. All right, so let's figure out the size we need for our fabric. That's not long enough. All right, so fabric needs to be, so 14 1/8. I'm not sure why it's 14 1/8, but this one's 14 1/4, so it's definitely not square. It's hard to say. It might flatten back out a little once it's sewed. I may glue this one side that doesn't have the pocket. I haven't decided. So 14. So it needs to be at least maybe 14 and a half because I'm going to fringe the edge. I might, let me think about that. Who knows where it's going to tear? You know how the grain is because I'm going to tear it. So approximately 14 and a half by say 9 and a half. All right, let's see. Where's my fabric? It's the only sheet I have of this. So if it messes up, I'm running back to Walmart. You can almost get 2 of these out, actually, but it's the wrong direction. If I didn't worry about, all right, stay where I put you. If I didn't worry about the writing, I could get 2 of them because it's longer. Because fat quarters aren't really, you know, square. If I was doing it this direction, I could totally get 2 covers out of it. But it's got writing that goes this direction. So I want it to go this way. Which means it's not going to do 2. So if I mess up, that's it. Too bad. Too bad, so sad. All right, so I want to tear off an edge just to make sure it's straight. I'm sure this is more than 14. Yeah, it's 22, so plenty of room. I like that fringe already, so I'll keep that fringe. So let's tear off this edge. I'm not going to do much. I'll do enough to make a ruffle if I had to, so I'm not wasting it. All right, let's tear off that edge. Now we know we're on the grain, which should help us to get square. Okay, and then we'll do 14 this way. 14 and a half. I might do 15. I don't know. I don't like to cut it if I don't have to, because if the fringe doesn't look quite as good if you have to keep cutting at it. So 15. I'm gonna lay it down just to make sure. I think if I cut on, ooh, that's way long. We're gonna just cut right there. I'm not gonna really measure per se. I'm gonna just eyeball it. So I think about here. I'm trying to leave just a little bit of fringe, but not so much that it hinders it. So I gotta watch how much I leave. All right, I'm hoping this is square. God, these are not good scissors. I don't know why I'm using them. I don't know why I'm trying to cut backwards either. Not the smartest thing in the world. All right, so I like the fringe there. I like the fringe there. So I think about, I don't want to go too small. I'm so scared I'm going to go too small. I'm going to go there. All right. I hope it tears. Tear right. All right, so there's that side. Oops, I just dropped my bag. Went through the hole in my table. All right, so there's that one. Did I do it the wrong way? Guys, I'm gonna cry. I did. Y'all are yelling at me, aren't you? You're probably yelling at me through this thing. You're cutting the wrong side. Which I did. Oh well, I guess it'll be sideways. Ugh. Lord have mercy. All right, well. No, I didn't. I thought I did. Okay, I didn't do it the wrong way. It's barely big enough, though. I think it'll be okay, but it is barely big enough. It'll be okay. Okay. I wonder if it's just not square. Where's that good edge? Okay, it was that one. So if that goes right to the edge there. Is it big enough? Once I glue it, it'll stretch more. I have a feeling it's because this bag isn't square. Oh, it's close. I could have given myself a little more room. All right, I'm gonna go with it. We're gonna try it. I think it'll be okay. All right, so a little bit of fringe. I hope I'm doing this right. I'm a little confused today. Not that it surprises me. All right, enough fringe to cut. Enough fringe. I have a feeling this fabric's not One of the other's not square. It's probably the container, the box. Is that far enough? All right, let's see what happens. Maybe it's the grain. It usually tears right on the grain, doesn't it? It should, logically. It could be my grain wasn't square. I'm not a quilter, so, you know, I don't know. It's close. I think it'll be okay. All right, so the inside is, let me figure this out again. All right, this is the inside. This is the outside. All right, so this is where it goes. Now I have to decide, do I want to go ahead and glue that a little? Maybe. It'll keep it from moving so much if I do. So I'm going to glue it just this side here, not the side where the pocket is. I'm just going to glue this down just enough to keep it from hopefully wiggling around too much. I think I'm just going to use, I'll probably just use art glitter. It's all paper to paper. I'm not gonna go too crazy with the glue, but just enough to tack it. I'm not going all the way to the edge either because I'm gonna be sewing there. All right, let's see. Make sure that it stays tight. Everything stays hopefully square. All right, that should help that stay in place just a little bit better. All right, so hopefully I haven't lost y'all. This is a little confusing today. All right, so that's my inside. That's my pocket. This side's glued down I didn't glue all this because it's just one more thing to worry about, and I don't think I want to. I could glue maybe where the holes aren't going to be. I don't know if it's going to matter. Should I? I don't know. Maybe I should. I really only need it open to here. Yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead. Let's see. Where does this go? So the holes are... I'm kind of just thinking out loud because if I don't glue too much where the holes are, so I'm just going to put a little glue along the line where they're not. Like I said, this is totally made up. We're making it up as we go. Hopefully it works out fine. Those seem really far apart. I think they're okay. All right, one more. That went over a little bit. That's okay. Oh, there's totally a perforation there. The bag is perforated. I didn't know that. Interesting. Okay. All right. Just to make sure that side stays together pretty good. And I might just throw a little bit on the edge here. I'm not putting anything else there, right? I'm not going fabric over it. Yeah, no. Okay, we're going to glue this edge just a little. I'm not going to go too close to the outside because I don't want to interfere with the machine. But I do want to just go ahead and glue it, I think. I think it will make things easier. I might, what was I just thinking? I totally lost my train of thought. I don't know. I think I was just thinking I was going to put glue in between these layers. I'm thinking out loud. Okay, there. A little bit of glue there. So not a lot, just a little bit to hold. Hopefully. It's not holding it at all. I didn't give it enough time. Okay, that should be enough because I'm going to sew it. So, where's my needle? Okay, this is crazy, guys. I don't know what time it is. Oh my gosh, it's almost 10 already. This is why things take me so long. Oh, I can't get my needle back in there. Oh, there. Okay. All right, so fabric. All right, let me make sure I'm the right way again. I have to keep... Oh, what is that? Okay, that's totally a splinter, guys. Hold on. I don't know where I got it from. How did I get a splinter? What did I touch to get a splinter? I have no idea. Ow. Look at the size of that. Where did that come from? I have no idea. Can y'all see it? Look at the splinter. Yeah. You see that splinter? It's like a 1/4 inch long. Where was that hiding? No idea what I touched that had a splinter. Ow. Okay. Inside, not the outside. All right, so that's the inside. Because I keep remembering, this label is on the inside. That's how I keep telling myself. Plus the pockets on the right. Okay, so this is the outside. This is the front. All right, so front, upside. Make sure I'm not bleeding. No, it's not bleeding. Okay. Lettering has a direction to it, which I didn't know, but it does. I didn't notice it when I bought it. I'm just going to fray this just a little bit better. I could do it after, but do it just a little bit. I'll probably fray it more, but I want to kind of get it on here and see how it's going to fit. I think we're going to be okay. I think it'll be okay. All right, I'm going to start with the front, and we're going to try to use Fabri-Tac. This corner's off a little. All right, try to use Fabri-Tac and start with this edge and then work my way down, and hopefully it'll work out. I feel like it hurts like it's bleeding, but it's definitely not bleeding. So, injuring myself on camera again. All right, let's see. So I don't think I want to go to the edge. So I'm going to stay in about, 1/2 inch. I don't probably need a ton of glue, but I do want it some because I don't want it just sitting there loose. We'll do like half at a time. And I'm going to spread this out so it hopefully doesn't show through this fabric. That's the goal. Light fabrics are always tricky. So I've got this little thing here. I'm going to use that to spread out my glue. Just enough so that I can hopefully tack that down. All right, let's see. Start here, get right on the edge. I'll flip it over in a second just to make sure I'm in the right spot. See through my edge there. Just got to make sure it's kind of square or I won't be able to continue the length. So this needs to come over just a little bit. Is that better? Try not to push too much. Like I said, it doesn't have to hold. Look how unsquared that is. See, I'm way off. This looks straight, but it's not because I have a feeling this fabric is... Something's not square. I don't think the fabric's square. I don't think it cut on the grain right. All right. Maybe about there. I should have given myself a lot more room. It would have been better. If it shows too much, I guess I could add lace or something. Let's see how this looks. So I can hover. I have enough room. I think it'll be okay once it stretches out. try the rest of it. Come on. Whew. Hey, Gladys. We're just having a little experimental journal time here. I don't think I got enough glue last time. It didn't feel like I did. It's not, like I said, it's not the only thing holding it, so it doesn't really matter, but... And you do have usually a little bit of dry time leeway with Fabri-Tac. More than art glitter for sure. Less than PVA. Alright, let's see if I can get this in the right spot this time. Try to keep it as stretchy as I can get it to come over the edge. Somewhat easier, I think, when you're folding over the edges, isn't it, guys? I really feel like it is. All right, let's see. Just make sure that I'm over the edge. I think we are good. Oops, my pen. All right, got a little bit there, a little bit there. Okay. See, this part wasn't quite, I don't know why it wasn't quite square. I think I can just fray it more and be okay, but I don't know why it wasn't square. For whatever reason, it was not. I'm gonna fake it. Okay, that'll be all right. Yeah. All right, so now we gotta sew it and make sure it holds in place. So I don't want to sew this because I'd sew it closed unless I tried to do it like you do a jeans leg, but I don't know that I could do that. So I'm probably just going to glue that side because I don't know of any way to sew that side. That's why putting a pocket's a little trickier, but you know, I wanted to do it, so figure I'd just go for it. But I'm going to sew to here. I'm just debating on what I want in the middle. I think I want maybe that other fabric that's very contrasty. I thought about using cardstock, but I think I'm going to do fabric. I've got the honeycomb, which is pretty, of course, but I've also got like a really contrasty. These two. So I'm going to sew them together. I kind of like the black. No, I like the honeycomb and I like the black. You guys want me to do the honeycomb? Or should I do the black? Either one's probably fine, honestly. See if I can get the measurements better this time. Can't tell if y'all are going to comment or not. All right. I'm going to concentrate on gluing this while I wait and see if y'all comment. God, this is just not... My glue isn't holding at all. I probably should just use PVA, but I wanted to use Fabri-Tac because it dries faster. Stay. Just stay long enough for me to sew you. Alright, let's get this pocket better. I got to make sure the pocket holds, because if the pocket doesn't hold, I'm going to have to figure out somehow a way to sew it. I really didn't want to sew it, and I really didn't want to put this on here like that, because it's going to show. Well, it might show. It's not guaranteed to show, but it might. Let's see if we can get this to work. I'm going to put a decent amount of glue right here. Honeycomb. Honeycomb is pretty. All right, you're going to stay down. feels pretty good. I'm hoping that once it dries, it'll be fine. So then once we get the other fabric on there, I'll do that again. All right, let me get the honeycomb measured. Hope this works, guys. I had no plan. Well, I had a little bit of a plan. I didn't have a great plan. A little plan. Well, this one's non-directional, so I should be able to get 2 pieces out of this one. Let me just double check and see. It looked like it was able to. Yeah, so I got plenty of room there to do 2. Okay, so we'll go that direction. Let's see if I can do it right. All right, so I don't know if one edge is straight or not. Who knows if it's on a grain. It doesn't look like it's on a grain. So we're going to cut it just to make sure that we've got a grain. Okay. Oh, that's what it is. It's where I cut it. Now I know. It means I should use the other side. If I can, it's not cooperating, guys. I tried to pull it and it just didn't. It got really weird there. I don't know what happened there. Did I not tear it all the way down? Oh, it totally didn't tear all the way down. That's what it did. Really? Really? Why you do that to me? I don't know what to do. There's no way I'm cutting it. Is it long enough without me worrying about it? It is. Okay, good. I'm just not going to stress about that right now. All right, which side's better? We have a grain here too. Right there's the grain of the fabric. All right, so top, bottom, right-hand side, top. Okay, so I think I like it there. Which side should I use? I definitely should use this side. I'm not going to go quite as close this time in case it doesn't want to fit again. Yes, it's way not square. It's so not square. All right. This side I know is straight because that's the grain. All right, how much room do I need? All right, I need about that much room. I don't know if I'll be able to tear that there though, because it's not gonna. It might work. It might work. We'll see. I really don't need to tear this all the way down though, so I don't waste all that fabric. So let's stop there and tear from about here. Worst comes to worst, I'll trim it. Alright, that way I didn't have to waste all that. Okay, let's see if this works. Yeah, it's a little big, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I'm just going to start on one edge and hopefully... Yeah, I'm way big. Maybe I'll go ahead and cut off some of that. It's so crooked. Wow. That's so weird. I've never had a thing so crooked. I don't know if it's the material or if it's got to be the bag, right? Even though I tried to make it square, I didn't succeed perfectly. All right, this is about here. I don't know if I can tear that or not. I might have to cut it and then fray it. So I have a feeling it's going to be too little. Oh, I did it. All right, good. Okay. Everything's frayed. All right, which side's which again? I keep forgetting. The zigzag is on the right. As long as I remember, zigzag is on the right. Okay, so that's going to go like that. That's not bad. Like I said, I can trim later if I have to, but usually I do a fairly rough sewing anyway. It doesn't really matter. But I don't want to be, an inch out or something. That would be, like, that's too much. So, too much to try to fix later anyway. So let's just tear that one off. Hopefully we can tear that. Okay, good. All right, I think we're good. Okay, let's start gluing. Whew, it's taking a long time. All right, so zigzag on the right, where my pocket is. Okay, and I'm gonna put this on the top. Okay. All right, here we go. We'll do this way. Give it a minute. There you are, Dawn. I didn't see you come in. All right, I'm going to get this to the very edge on the zigzag. It's just not coming out very fast. I think it's thickened up on me a little bit. I almost need another bottle. Glues have a shelf life, guys, so if you keep them too long, they will thicken up on you. So if you start having issues, that might be why. All right, let's see if we can line this guy up. Kinda, sorta. Try to get that top at least. If I can get this top edge lined up, maybe I'll be right. At least there's not like a strong pattern to it, to where it's real obvious if I've warped it out of shape. It's a little easier. I brought my brayer out, but have I used it any? No, I haven't. It's almost sometimes easier just to use your fingers. But all right, that's pretty good on that side. Okay. Come on. All the way down. Come on. So hopefully this journal will be fun. I love nature stuff, so I've been looking forward to doing this nature journal for a while. And the plan is to put it up for sale, so I'll try not to get too attached to it. I keep getting attached to my journals and then I don't want to part with them. I keep reminding myself not to go all the way to the edge. I don't know how that would affect my needle, but I'm sure it's not good for it. Okay. Whew, it's a workout. Okay. Feels like it's fine. I think it's all right. All right, so let's check my edges. I think I have enough room. Yep, I think we're good. I think I should be able to cover up the the packaging, which is the goal, is to be able to cover up the packaging. Okay, pen. Did I drop you on the floor? Or did I bury you on the table? Okay, it must have dropped it on the floor. Yep, that's where it is. Okay. All right, back to the sewing machine. Let's see if we can do this. So I got to remind myself not to sew my pocket closed. That is important. So let me figure out where my pocket is, because now I don't have the zigzag to remind me. So we're going to put clips. I'm going to put clips where my pocket is, because I do not want to sew there. I might try, I don't know if I can get it around that though. I thought about trying to do a little bit through there. I just don't think I can, because you know, it's not like jeans where you can go around it. I mean, I could get up to about there maybe, but I wouldn't be able to go all the way. So I think I'm just not going to do that edge and put lace or something there. I don't know what. I'll figure out some way to cover it. So make sure that ribbon looks okay. Everything looks okay. All right, so don't sew there. Sew here, here, and here. All right, that's the plan. That is the plan. Let's see if it works. Mic off. Grab the sewing machine again. Man, this thing's heavy. How am I going to do this? Okay, try to sneak it over here. It's not the best setup for a sewing machine, but I think I can do it. Okay. Mic on. And all right, let's see if we can do this. Try to get it where you guys can kind of see a little bit. Hope for the best. Should I zigzag it? Zigzagging could be cool. Yeah, why not? I usually just do a straight stitch. I could zigzag it for something different this time. Why not? All right, so I think I will start where the pocket is, and that way I can end where the pocket is. I think I'm going to do it on the front though, because the front is more important. Plus I have less material on the front than I do the back. All right, hopefully this works, guys. I'm nervous. All right, I'm on the middle zigzag. That should be fine. All right, let's see. I'm going to back this one up. Maybe. If my sewing machine will cooperate. Come on. You didn't cooperate, did you? It started locking up on me. All right, try that again. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It's like Dorothy said, I probably need to oil it. Come on. It doesn't like it when I back it up. It starts sticking. And then it gets stuck. It's like I want to back it up so I can log it in, but every time it gets stuck. All right, fine. We're not backing it up. Come on. Sounds horrible, you're right. Never really noticed it. Make sure it's okay. I'll try to keep this flat. I'm hoping it doesn't start bunching, because I don't know if it's flat enough. I don't want it to bunch. Now, granted, it is going through that packaging too, so I'm sure that's a little harder. Yeah, it's trying to bunch. Stop trying to bunch. Where's my little thingy? Where are you at? Alright, you got a blue handle. Oh, there you are. I want to stick my finger into there, but it's folding. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, but it's just trying to bunch up on me, and I don't want it to. I'm trying to get the wrinkles out. I'm very crooked. Wow, good job. It's a crooked zigzag. It's so stiff. It's hard to keep everything flat. Come on. Okay, a little bit better. The stitches are really weird. Some are really small and some are really big. This side's really bunching. It's because I didn't glue it and it's puckering a little bit because I didn't glue it real firm. It'll be alright. It's just not quite as unbunchy as I would like. Okay, don't get weird. Come on. A little bit more. Alright. I think I got it. It's weird. It's crooked, but I don't care. It's okay. It's generic looking. It's not terrible. I can tolerate that, I think. Alright, so I just got to figure out what to do about that, but we'll figure that out. Alright. So, other than being a little bit crooked, we're okay. We'll tolerate it being crooked. Hold on, let me put this. I have to lift over my table and all of the cords. Okay. Got it. What time is it? 10:20. Okay, what do we do? Let's look at it. Whew, out of breath. All right, so I didn't sew my pocket closed. That's a start. All right, so let me think. Where am I? This way. All right, so that's what we've got. So like that. See how crooked I am? It's so crooked. Like I said, it's not a huge deal, but it is definitely a little bit crooked. Where's my little pointy tool? I was just going to fray this a little bit better. This side's not too bad. I might leave that one. That's not terrible. Get some of these edges off. So I'll put something here so it doesn't look just weird there. I probably need to glue it down just a little bit better. This isn't too bad. It's like Like I'm trying to kind of even them out a little bit more. Right now the yellow is sticking out further than the white one. If I can get the frays kind of the same, it'll look a little bit better. Just going to fray it just a little further. Save all these little pieces, although I have a whole bag of thread pieces. I'll have a bunch now. Alright, this side. See how the yellow is sticking out just a little bit more? I'm just fraying it just to kind of even it out a little so it won't be so noticeable that it is sticking out further. Keep it frayed, it'll be fine. I'm gonna come out. Get this ribbon out of the way. I think it worked okay with the ribbon though. I was worried it wouldn't, but I think it's fine. Come on. Why aren't you pulling? I could trim it, but I don't think I'm going to bother, honestly. I'm just going to fray it. Let me see, how's that? There. Okay. I think that should be pretty good. Alright, not too bad. So here's a pocket, and like I said, I'll have to figure out if I want to put something in there. I don't know. And it probably would have been easier to figure it out beforehand before I sewed it, but yeah. I'm not sure if I'm gonna. I might. I could just put something right there, but it doesn't look horrible, honestly. It just looks kind of, I don't know, kind of rustic, I guess, which I'm okay with. So I think that is a good start for a cover for us. Keep all these, can put them behind things, you know. So I usually try to keep them. I have a whole envelope of them, but why not keep them? Where does it say? Where does it say? Thread bits. There's my thread bits. We'll throw it in our thread bits. Because why not? More thread bits. Okie dokie. Alright. So that's how that is going to work. And then it should tie fine. And I might do more with this. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, this is nice and soft, so it ties a good bow. Alright. I just got to decide if I want something here, which could just be lace or something just to kind of finish off that edge. And then if I want anything there, which I'm not sure. Like I said, I kind of like it looking like that. It's different. But I will make sure that this is glued good. And then I think that's going to be it for today. I don't think I'm going to go more on it today. Mostly because I got to kind of look at my stock and see what I have that I maybe could embellish the cover with. Either that or I just wait and embellish it as I go and decide what all I'm going to put in it, because I really don't have a plan yet. But I am going to make sure that this is nicely on that edge. If this Fabri-Tac feels like it's not going to hold good, then I may try to figure out a way to sew it or something, but the Fabri-Tac should hold. side's okay. Yeah, that side feels okay. It's almost a little hidden pocket because you can't really, it's not super noticeable that it's there. Okay. Feels good enough. All right. Well, hopefully y'all like the cover. I think it'll be pretty. It's definitely very natural looking. Okay, so that is our cover. So a little bit different and a little bit weird. And then we'll be putting 3 signatures, like I said, in here. So that's why I've got all this room here, so that I have room for the signatures to take up that spine. It's a soft spine, but it's still a spine. Okay, it might be a little challenging when we go to sew it in. We'll see. I hope it's not, but it might be. So that's going to be our cover. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to put anything else. I might. It's just so pretty already. I kind of hate to cover it up, but at the same point, it probably needs a little something. So I will look and see what I have. Like I said, I have this. I have some ribbons and stuff. I even have these little this bee ribbon. These were at Dollar Tree, guys. Both of them? Yeah. Both of these are Dollar Tree. It's super cute. So, a couple of bee ones. You love it too? I'm glad. I'm glad y'all like it. All right, guys. Well, I think that's a good start for getting me back into the swing of things, and I will be back on Wednesday. I don't know that I'm going to do Sunday. Yeah, because, yeah, there's too much going on still. The Celebration of Life thing is tomorrow for my father-in-law that passed, and just too much going on still. So I think that I will do next Wednesday. So y'all take care until then. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see you next time. All right, take care. Bye-bye.